Hello, hello mga ka-Asenso. Happy Saturday. Hi, Mitch.
Saturday! Yan, kamusta?
Yan, kayo po yung nakikinig at nanonood po dito sa Oplan Asenso. Yan, ako po si Gerard Dela Peña.
Ako po si Michelle Orosa-Ople. Kamusta mga ka-Asenso? Kamusta ang nagdaang linggo? Kamusta? Decompress tayo ng konti.
Yes, oo.
Diba?
Why
Parang daming naggaganap. Grabe.
Oo nga, ang daming ganap recently. So sana itong episode natin today will somehow, lighten up everything. Although syempre, as usual, ang pag-uusapan natin ay may kinalaman sa pera natin. Ayan. Parang ako naisip ko lang, partner, kasi parang all this time simula nung nag-start ng ECQ nung March, tapos hanggang ngayon, parang ang common question pa rin ng mga tao, parang ba't ako mag-i-invest? May pandemya, may crisis tayo, ganyan. So, I was wondering, dapat na ba tayo mag-invest at saan tayo okay mag-invest? Pero bago natin, partner, i-introduce yung ating guest, papaalala muna natin sa ating mga kapatid na tayo po ay umi-ere ng live na live sa Radyo SIngko 92.3 News FM and also sa 1PH on Signal Channel 1. Yes, of course, sa Facebook.
Of course, sa Facebook, facebook.com/Oplan Asenso. Type in lang ang inyong mga komento, mga pa-attendance, mga pabate. Meron pa mga nagsaspam na mga trader. Pero okay lang yan. Kung gusto niyo maglagay dyan, fine. Kung ano yung natutuwa ninyo, we love just seeing everyone. Type in. Hello kay Tita Nora De La Peña. She's watching.
Hi, Mami. Ayan. Ito, unahin na natin, partner, itong suki natin, si Ronald Dresio. Kahapon nga magka-chat kami. So sabi ko, yan, panoorin niya yung episode natin today. Yan.
Oo, nako, ito, malapit to sa puso ni Gerard eh. Pagdating talaga sa investments, oo.
Ayan, okay. Sige, wag na natin patagalin. Kasama po natin ngayong tanghali si Carissa Patag. Ayan, siya po ang head ng retail sales ng Wealth Securities Incorporated. Nakasama natin siya last December. Pero ito ngayon kasi kahapon, they held a talk na parang, saan ba magandang mag-invest ngayong panahong ito? Yan. Teka muna, una Carissa, welcome back. And, kamusta Carissa?
Hi Gerard, hi Michelle. Thank you for having me back here, mga ka-Oplan Asenso. Thank you.
Ang ganda-ganda ni Carissa ngayon, ang lakas maka-positive vibes. Gusto natin yan.
Of course. Ayan, unang tanong Carissa, ito, kamusta ang market natin? Bakit parang nung nagsimula yung pandemic, tapos diba parang somehow umakyat na tayo, tapos ngayon, ang baba pa rin ulit, parang bumaba siya ulit. Ano ba ang naging concerns ngayon ng mga investors natin, ng mga tao sa market, kung bakit ang hina pa rin ng ating stock market ngayon?
I think kasi very volatile yung stock market natin ngayon kasi we depend kung ano yung nangyayari na developments, not only in the country but also outside the country. So recently, di ba, naka-receive tayo ng figures from the PSA, Philippine Statistics Authority, na bumaba yung GDP natin ng second quarter ng 16.5%. So, I think that's one of the, if not the only sharpest drop ng GDP natin. Kasi compared dun sa 1980s, ito talaga very steep. Kasi 1980s, 10% ata yung lowest drop natin noong time na yon. So, because of those news, nagko-continue pa rin na bumabagsak yung stock market natin kasi I think a lot of people are very uncertain, not only about the stock market but also because of the health crisis. Napapansin naman natin na continuously medyo umaakit pa rin yung numbers natin sa COVID, diba? So, because of that, na-affect pa rin tayo sa stock market.
Okay. Ano yung major concerns ngayon ng market aside from GDP? Is it still mainly because of the impact of the pandemic? Parang takot ba ang market maglabas ng pera dahil sa pandemya pa rin?
Yes. Actually, Gerard, yung mention mo, yesterday lang we had a webinar sa Philippine Stock Exchange. You could also watch it there. Almost the same topic kasi I think the question in our minds right now, not only in the Philippines but also globally, di ba? Kasi halos lahat naman pati ang Australia recently, di ba, nag-answer into recession. So, I think the question in our minds right now is, given the uncertainties ng health crisis, okay, and then uncertainties sa economy natin, would we continue going down sa GDP natin? Will we plunge pa more? Also sa personal financial health natin, di ba, na marami rin tayong mga kababayan na nawalan ng trabaho, di ba, or underemployed right now. So, because of all of these uncertainties, I think the question in everyone's mind right now is, should we invest? Or if you have invested, should you continue investing?
Yeah.
So, doon sa webinar namin yesterday, na-establish ko naman, and I think all of the viewers there agreed na it's still a resounding yes. Because even after the crisis that we have seen, okay, like for example, yung crisis natin in the 1980s, yung what we call the SARS, di ba? Nung nagkaroon rin tayo ng 2008 financial global crisis, totoo, nabubaba yung stock market. Ang laki niya. Pero, after naman itong mga crisis na to, makikita mo rin, ang laki rin ng recover na market. So, yung ngayon na lang, I think yung question is, kailan yung recovery? Diba? But for sure yan, magre-recover naman tayo. Kasi syempre, once you open up the economy, once the people have the confidence again to go out, to spend, diba? So, magtutuloy-tuloy rin naman yan. But, again, even the other people from the other countries, diba? Ang uncertainty pa rin is, inintay pa rin nila yung vaccine din, diba? Like us. So, given nga yung uncertainty na yun, syempre hindi pa rin tayo makausad. There are days na when we hear news na parang let's say, may vaccine trial and it's successful, akit yung market, diba? Hindi lang sa atin, pati sa Dow Jones, diba? Pati sa ibang emerging markets. Pero pag nabalita natin na, like, let's say, nagkaroon ulit ng resurgence dun sa supposedly country na wala na silang cases recently, diba? Biglang babagsak na naman.
Right,
so, nagiging very volatile tayo depending on the news or the developments in terms of the health crisis na.
Pero Carissa, curious ako, ano yung mga growth drivers? Kumbaga, if it's a resounding yes, ano yung kinakapitan ng mga ngayon, ng mga investors and experts like yourself?
So, yun nga, like what I've mentioned earlier, in the past, we have seen naman na even if magkaroon ng crisis, di ba, brought about by, like, let's say, geopolitical wars, yung nangyari before na September na attacks in the US, di ba? So, na-affect tayo, tapos babagsak tayo. Pero after naman yung crisis na na-resolve, umaakit tayo. So, historically, ang papakita naman yon na talagang nagbabounce back, nagre-recover yung economy, and then after mag-recover yung economy, syempre nakikita rin yan, nare-reflect yan sa stock market natin. So, other than that, of course, once you get the confidence to go out again, spend again, once you know na like your unemployment would recover also, then you have the confidence in the economy, people also would tend to invest again. But yung na-emphasize nga namin yesterday din, and supposedly one of the takeaways natin ngayon is continue investing because when the market recovers, when the economy recovers, at least you're poised. Nandun ka na, nakaposisyon ka na.
Oo. Actually, yun nga yung theory behind investing eh. It's about putting in a certain amount and calibrating when it will go up, di ba? Or really calculated kind of risk. Pero ito, question lang, and you've been mentioning historical experiences, di ba? This is something na, hindi naman to yung first time na bumagsak ang market. And we have seen a lot of really bad dips, di ba? Pero may scientific or quantifiable data on, kunwari, may vaccine, how fast does it recover? Is there like a trend na parang after everything stabilizes, it goes up a certain percent? Is that a reasonable is there a kind of data?
wala siya talaga yung parang set or predetermined. Pero as we have seen nga sa previews, medyo like for example, 1 year and 7 months, nakaka-recover siya ng 130%. Parang ganyan. Itong sa atin ngayon, syempre hindi ko pa nga masabi kasi hindi pa naman tapos.
Hindi pa tapos
Diba? Oo. Pero if you consider, di ba nung nagkaroon tayo ng strict lockdown ng March,
Right.
Actually, parang hindi nga nasuspend nga, 'di ba, yung operations sa Philippine Stock Exchange din noon, 'di ba? So, ang nangyari is sobra tayong bumagsak. But then, in almost 2 months after that, na yung very big drop, kasi parang umabot tayo 4,600 plus. Okay?
Right.
So after that, we recovered naman 38%. So, even if you just measure it dun sa short period of time na yun, na hindi pa nga tayo tapos nga ngayon sa crisis, di ba? It did bounce back. So, you could always find opportunity. I think if you're a patient and if you're a wise investor, like yung mga laging dinidiscuss niya sa show, di ba? That's why we're having the show. Be rational, try to research, di ba? These things would be able to help you para pag nag-bounce yung market nga, naka-position ka na there. Hindi yun napag-iwanan ka. Kasi wala kang ginagawa nung nag-down yung market.
Correct. Alam mo, minsan feeling ko, inaantay din lang ng mga tao na sobrang bottomed out at saka sila papasok kasi mura daw, sabi ni Gerard. Mura yung blue chip.
O yun, speaking of bottom, nakita na ba natin yung bottom or may ibababa pa ba to? Yun kasi kinakatakot ng ilan din na pag naglagay ako ngayon, baka mamaya may ibababa pa pala to. Sayang, di ba?
Good question.
I think so far, kasi yun nangyari sa atin, walang precedent di ba? Hindi naman siya caused by a coup or hindi naman siya caused by something na talagang na-prepare natin. Globally rin, di ba? So, when it hit us, tapos bigla na lang lahat tayo parang caught off guard, nagkaroon ng strict lockdown, tapos nagkaroon ng panic buying sa groceries, di ba? Hindi siya prepared, hindi siya behavior na talagang nakaka-prepare tayo. So, since we were caught off guard with what happened, lahat tayo parang nag-panic selling. Hindi na tayo, although we tried to be rational about it, of course, everything in the market was going down, di ba? And then, parang nagkaroon ng standstill sa economy, di ba? Even yung supply chain natin, na-affect rin siya. So, because of that, talagang nakita natin na parang, actually, parang nagkaroon ng fire sale, Gerard, nung March.
Right.
Pero I'm happy na, actually, ako and I think most of my clients, wala talaga akong client na nagbenta. And actually, we bought pa nung time na yun. Not only to support, but there are a lot of good stocks, di ba? What we have been discussing then in my previous guessings with you. There are good stocks there na kasi pag bear market talaga sa kapag recession when everyone's panicking, even the good stocks together with the bad stocks will go down. But then the good stocks, because of their good intrinsic value, diba, will get to recover. So, so far, unless meron na naman tayong talagang ganong news na tipong strict lockdown na naman tayo and then standstill na naman tayo sa economy na unexpected na naman na mangyayari sa atin, parang black swan ulit, di ba? So, unless that happens, baka hindi na rin natin makita yung nakita nating presyo or yung baba sa merkado noong time na yun, noong March.
One question before we pause for a break, kasi na-mention mo yung strict lockdown kasi di ba recently nagkaroon tayo ng MECQ, kumbaga sa GCQ na tayo tapos na-demote na naman tayo. Anong naging epekto nun sa market at that time?
Actually, bumaba tayo ulit.
Okay.
Yun yung isa sa mga tanong mo kanina na, di ba parang sometimes nakaka-recover and then biglang bababa na naman. And that's why I mentioned earlier also na very volatile ngayon because of we're depending on what's happening not only locally but what's happening also offshore or abroad, di ba? So, pag may mga moves na ganyan, talagang makita mo yung effect sa market.
Sige, mag-break mo tayo sandali. Pero ako wanna post that question. Externally naman, ano yung binabantayan natin? Sige, pagbalik natin, Gerard.
Diyan lang po kayo, magbabalik ko agad ang Oplan Asenso. Okay mga kapatid, nagbabalik po ang Oplan Asenso. Ako po si Gerard Dela Peña.
Ako po si Michelle Orosa-Ople.
Ayan, kamusta po mga kapatid? Sana okay pa tayo ngayong Sabadong ito. Yan, stay safe lagi mga kapatid. Wag muna lumabas ng bahay kung hindi naman kinakailangan to reduce the risk of infection.
The risk, oo. So far, I think nakakatulong na nga yung mga face shield, di ba? Meron ng konting bagal sa growth rate. Let's keep staying at home, keep being safe when you can, di ba? And pag-aalis, alam naman na natin ang protocol. Magbasa lang tayo before we go back to our guest. Magbati lang tayo ng ibang ating mga ka-asenso. Hello, Alan Resuma. Hi, Ma'am Mitch, Sir Gerard. Ronald Resho, sabi niya, Warren Buffett said to be a successful investor, simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy when others are fearful. May ganun. Diba? Pinaalala yan ni Ma'am Teresa, sabi niya. Buddy Asilo Balbalosa, hello. Eileen Valian Angeles Agana watching from Bahrain. Si Liza Buenbrazo watching from Qatar. Alex Fuentes, good afternoon. Happy weekend po sa inyong dalawa. Be safe. God bless watching here in Bacolod City. Okay, yan. Yung iba kasi ay nagsaspam. May mga nagsaspam ng ating Facebook. Wait, greetings from Bago.
Yes.
Fritzin Ocho Torena, sabi niya, just showing support for my good friend, Carissa Patag. Stay safe, everyone. And Alicia Buhain, hello. Okay.
Ayan, yan mga kapatid, kung may mga katanungan po kayo, ayan, bukas na bukas po ang aming Facebook page. I-type nyo lamang ang inyong mga katanungan dyan. Or pwede rin sa PM, babasahin namin yung private message nyo kung meron. Ayan, ano nga ulit yung Facebook page natin, partner?
Facebook.com/Oplan Asenso.
Yes, oo, yan. So, yan, ito nga pinag-uusapan namin ni Carissa yesterday na parang, yun nga, we are in the middle of a pandemic na marami sa atin na sa bahay, yung iba ang daming time. So, talagang, now is a great time, now is a good time para pag-aralan itong mga bagay na to. Napakadaming resources around, yan katulad syempre ng ating programa. Yan. So, talagang wala nang excuse na hindi tayo matuto ng mga bagay na to, di ba? Naglolokohan nga kami ng asawa ko recently, parang ito sa pandemic na to, parang dalawang bagay lang daw ang kinalabasan ng mga tao. It's either naging plantito at plantita ka or naging baker ka.
Totoo. Sana pagkatapos ng episode na ito ay mapunta tayo dun sa parang 1% na kumikita sa panahon na ito. On top of baking investments, di ba?
Oo, Di ba pag tinanong sa'yo ng friend mo parang anong kinahinatnan mo nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, ano nangyari sa'yo? Naging investor ako. Di ba? Why
Oh,
not?
kumaman ako ng 38%. Pak!
Oo, pack talaga,
Okay.
oo.
Well,
Teka, hindi pa ready si
ay,
Carissa. So, we'll give her a bit of time. Ayan, ready na ba si Carissa? Ready ka na, Carissa?
audio niya kanina medyo mahina.
Ayan, ready na si Carissa. Ayan, okay mga kapatid, para sa mga kaka-tune in lang, kasama pa rin natin si Carissa Patag. Siya po ang Head of Retail Sales ng Wealth Securities Incorporated. Ayan, partner, meron kang hanging question kanina.
Oo. Ayan, Carissa, we were talking about local and external factors kung bakit na-affecting yung ating stock market ngayon. Ano ba yung external na binabantayan ngayon ng mga investors ng company?
Number one, pinaka talaga binabantayan, yung vaccine. Yun talaga may kakaroon ng effect sa atin.
Oo, lahat yan, tayo yan.
Ng vaccine. Oo, di ba? Kasi yun rin yung magbibuild ng confidence for us to go out, for us to open up the economy again, di ba? And then, of course, yung elections in the US will have an effect din sa atin. And then, mostly mga internal na yung iniintay natin mga figures kung merong improvement in terms of the GDP, di ba? Yun yung makaka-build ng confidence. Kaya lang so far, Michelle, di ba parang lumabas yung sa movies na what you call this, forecast nila for GDP. It's a higher na contraction compared to sa forecast ng government
Oo. And this is affecting the sentiment right now.
Yes.
Market. Oo.
The confidence. Kasi you have to build the confidence
Oo. Ito dito talaga makikita na may balance din ngayon very much yung local and international. Kasi minsan mas matimbang yung nangyayari sa ibang bansa versus yung local. But then given na bagsak talaga yung economy ngayon, it's really a concern for a lot of the investors. Sorry, itatouch ko lang ng konti yung vaccine. Kasi meron naman ng mga balita dyan, di ba? Na may mga nade-develop na vaccine. Question, how much is this translating into the market or is it not being factored in hanggang final na yan?
Noong nagkaroon tayo ng news na medyo nagiging successful yung testing in the US, okay, talagang merong effect sa atin. The following umaakit talaga tayo. Kasi umaakit rin sa abroad, diba? But then, itong mga lately na lumalabas, like, for example, yung Russian vaccine, yung mga developments sa China, sa pag-ano nila ng vaccine, medyo wala masyadong translation dito sa atin. Kasi baka wala masyadong confidence sa vaccines na develop nila. Sad to say, pero yun nga, wala masyadong translation
Oo. Hanggang dumating din yan dito at meron na talagang super successful siguro. I would imagine sumabay din kasi dun sa GDP figures nga.
Yun nga. Ito lang, kasi diba kaka-release lang noong August Tapos noon, sharpest drop natin, diba? So, it's a very big impact doon sa natin, sa confidence level. Kasi parang like yung sinasabi nga ni Gerard kanina, we're building our confidence already na okay na, start na tayo ulit na mag-invest, diba? Start na tayo ulit to rebuild the economy. Pero nagkakaroon tayo, naririnig natin itong mga gantong news, okay? Or gantong facts actually, diba? So, medyo nag-hesitate ulit tayo. Parang nag-uurong sulong.
Yan.
Ito naglabasan, dito vaccine yung isa sa mga parang makakapag-push sa market going up.
Yes.
Naglabasan yung mga balita na US maglalabas na rin daw, and aside from Russia. How would that affect yung performance ng market next week? Medyo short term itong tanong ko, pero anong aasahan natin next week given that kind of news?
As long as may confidence yung mga tao na baka this is it na, parang ganyan. It will have a translation in the market. So, the market may go up, okay, but again, since hindi naman to parang definitive na talaga, might not be substantial also. Kasi we're also just in a range for now. So, until ma-break mo rin yung mga psychological resistance levels, baka hindi rin ganun kalaki yung itaas niya.
Oo. Ano po, Carissa? Ito yung mga juicy na tanong eh. Anong mga sectors ngayon ang performing? Yan.
Ayan, good question.
Perfect yan na tanong, Michelle. Saka yung kanina na binasa mo na comment na isang viewer natin sa Oplan Asenso. Actually, I mentioned that yesterday din yung sa webinar nga namin sa Philippine Stock Exchange, yung sinabi ni Warren Buffett, diba? It's connected to what I was saying earlier on na to be successful in investing, regardless whether we are in a recession, whether we are in a bear market or a bull market, what's important is you are rational. So, hindi ka nadadala sa na-overcloud yung judgment mo, ng emotions mo, which is what yung sinabi ni Warren Buffett kanina, di ba? Hindi ka nadadala na since lahat ng tao, natatakot, hindi ka na nag-iisip. So, pati ikaw, sell everything na lang kahit na hinahawakan mo is good stuff naman, di ba? Now, going back to your question earlier, connected rin siya, part of being rational is, since we know that we are in a recession right now, and then we entered also the bear market territory, hindi rin naman tayo, di ba? Lahat naman, halos lahat ng major markets, global markets, entered the bear territory nitong 2020, di ba? So, what you call this, knowing that there are certain stocks that will do well ngayon. So, those stocks are the defensive stocks. Okay? So, ano yung defensive stocks? Kasi ang defensive stocks kasi, deal sila with companies na nagdi-deal sa human needs. Okay? So, usually ito mga consumer staples, utilities, okay, energy, okay. Yung mga companies na to, they tend to do well kapag yung economy nagko-contract. Kasi kahit papano, binibili pa rin to ng mga consumers kahit na bumabagsak yung economy. Kasi nga, human needs di ba? Now, yung mga cyclical stocks naman are stocks that will do well or tend to do well kapag umaakyat ang market. Pag bull market or kapag nagbo-boom yung economy. Kasi itong mga stocks naman na to deal with human wants. So, kung meron kang discretionary na pera, di ba? So, like, you could buy, let's say, automobiles or high-end na real estate, di ba? Ito yung mga binibili mo kapag marami kang pera to spend, di ba? So, knowing that, knowing our economic situation rin ngayon, and then na-establish naman natin kanina nga na bumabagsak yung market, di ba? I think one of the tips that our viewers can get from our interview today is maybe you could be rational, look at your portfolio, review your portfolio, see if you could reallocate it just so you could boost your chances for recovery when the market recovers as well. Try to shift into defensive stocks kasi yung mga defensive stocks nga, since stable pa rin ang earnings niya kahit na may recession, some of them could still continue to give dividends. So, may additional income ka pa. Aside from the capital appreciation, you will be expecting once the market recovers. So, I'm sure naman si Gerard, yung portfolio niya maganda. Hindi rin. Kaya hindi yan kinakabahan. Diba?
Hindi rin.
Hindi rin ba? Puro cyclical stocks.
Mag-break ba tayo? It's 1:31. We're just gonna have a short break. Pero ang ganda ng discussion na to. Itutuloy natin tayo in a few minutes. Gerard?
So, kaya hindi ako makaano ng headphone kanina Kaya medyo napatagal nung babalikan ko kayo.
It's okay.
Coming back.
Okay. Okay, sige mga kapatid. Mag-break po muna tayo. Diyan lang po kayo. Okay mga kapatid, tuloy-tuloy po tayo dito sa Oplan Asenso. Yan, ako po si Gerard Dela Peña.
Ako po si Michelle Orosa-Ople.
Yan, ito nakaka-miss partner dun sa dito sa setup natin. Yun, hindi tayo makapagsabay na 1, 2, 3. Oplan Asenso. At saka di ba? Pag nasa studio tayo pareho kung ano nung urutan ginagawa natin.
Oo nga, ang hirap kasi makipagbalitaktakan na sa kulitan pag ganito kasi may lag.
O may lag ng konti, mga 1 or 2 seconds. Pero ayan, pasasaan ba't magbabalik din tayo sa ganong setup. Hopefully soon.
Saka gusto ko yung lamig ng studio, nakakamiss.
Oo nga, yung naka-jacket tayo kahit sa labas init na init,
Correct.
Well,
Okay.
anyway, ayan mga kapatid, tayo po ay napapakinggan live na live sa Radyo SIngko 92.3 News FM. And of course, napapanood rin sa 1PH, that's on Signal Channel 1.
Of course, meron tayong Facebook, facebook.com/Oplan Asenso. In a bit, may mga questions here. Tanungin natin yung guest natin pagbalik.
Yan, mag-iwan kayo ng mga questions nyo. Kung meron kayong tanong dahil napakaganda ng usapan natin dito, of course, we're talking about investments. Ayan, kasama pa rin po natin live na live dito po sa Oplan Asenso si Carissa Patag. Siya po ang Head of Retail Sales ng Wealth Securities Incorporated. Yan, hello again, Carissa. Oo. Ayan, may hanging question ka ba, Mitch?
Yan. May mga katanungan lang tayo mula sa ating mga ka-asenso. And I think some of these are mga friends who are supporters mo talaga. Sabi ni Galo Malabanan, meron bang chance na mag-up ang market this coming week?
There's always a chance naman. Kasi like with what you were saying, there's always an opportunity naman in the market. Kasi even during a bear market naman, even during recession, both historically and I'm sure if you're trading the market, you would experience it. Stock prices can still go up. Yun nga lang, parang, di ba, like with what Michelle was mentioning earlier on, parang pipik ka lang. Ano talaga yung medyo may chance para umakyat siya. So, if the market does listen to the good news coming over the weekend, okay, then it can go up. Actually, if you've noticed nga, noong Thursday evening, okay, medyo bumagsak sa States ng, Wednesday evening, 800 points, diba? But then, umakit pa rin tayo ng konti nung the following day. Ang laki actually medyo nagkaroon yun ng parang news mileage kasi previous week, since umaakit nga sa States, di ba, nakita natin na umakyat or lumaki yung fortunes nila Bezos ng Amazon, di ba? Pati wife niya, naging
grabe.
Riches, di ba? Tapos nan pati si Tesla, kasi umakyat nga yung mga share prices nila. But then, because bumagsak nung ng 800 points, biglang bumaba ulit yung nila. And then, Apple also went down below the 2 trillion mark. Pero tayo actually still yet. Nag-decouple. Umakyat tayo konti.
Umakyat tayo.
Kaya nga, merong laging opportunity. Doesn't mean naman na kung recession tayo or bear market tayo, walang aakyat na di ba?
Right. Ito, you mentioned the US. Fritzin Ochocorena, I think this is your friend.
She's in the US
Yes, Chicago, I think. Sabi niya, do you think the result of the upcoming US presidential elections would affect the Philippine market? And, how?
Good question.
It can because, di ba, whoever wins, meron tayong mga policies di ba, na in a way intertwined kung ano yung magiging decision rin or mga policies in the US. So, depende kung sino rin yung manalo, kung like let's say, merong continuation ba nung mga what you call this, mga agreements natin or policies natin dito sa present administration in the US, or kung iba yung magiging administration na ano yung magiging policies nila, di ba? Like, magkakaroon ba yun ng effect sa atin in terms of like, let's say, trade agreement, di ba? Mag-i-increase ba yung import nila sa atin? So these things will have an effect on our economy, and therefore will have an effect as well sa stock market din natin.
Ito, I have a question. I'm asking for a friend. Kasi, di ba, syempre, I'm aware na ang expertise niyo ay stocks. But ano ang tingin ninyo sa investing in bonds? Kunyari, mag-offer ulit ang government ng RTBs. Should we be concerned na malaki ang utang ngayon ng ating pamahalaan and deadmahin na lang ang bonds? Or anong tingin ninyo sa investing in bonds?
Okay. Kasi remember before then, Gerard, di ba? When you guessed me then, I'm one of the authors of Money Troubleshooters. So, although I'm in the stock market industry, di ba? It will always do well for all of our kababayas also, that in building their wealth, it's important that they are diversified also. So, doesn't mean naman na lahat ng eggs nila lalagay nila sa stock market, di ba? So, you've mentioned one of a good asset class also that you could look into right now. So, yung mga bonds, sometimes kasi ang nangyayari is when equities go up, bonds naman go down, di ba? So,
Okay.
we have parang an inverse relationship. So, sometimes kasi pag nakita ko na let's say, equities hindi ganun kaganda ngayon, sometimes I look into bonds. Actually, ang tinitingnan ko is sa mutual funds kasi it's much easier. Like yung kunento ko sa inyo before, sa mga ka-Oplan Asenso natin before, dun sa platform kasi namin, sa technical stock platform namin, sa Wealth Securities Inc., you don't have to change platforms kasi, Gerard. You could buy stocks and mutual funds in just one platform. So, doon sa mutual fund na list doon, ang dami doon na pagpipilian na actually meron kang bonds, meron ka ring equities, meron ka ring balance, and actually meron kang money market na fund din. So, these are all options for our kababayans, for our clients, na you could diversify your holdings, your portfolio, para kung kunwari bumaba yung isang asset class, meron ka pa rin safeguard sa wealth.
Right. Right. So, ako, babalik naman ako sa stocks.
Okay.
Dividends. Kamusta ang performance ng companies ngayon in being able to give dividends? Is it stable? How is it so far?
Oh, okay. Very good question, Michelle. Kasi yesterday na we discussed it then sa webinar with the Philippine Stock Exchange. I placed there, di ko lang mapakita ngayon eh. I was asking that yesterday kung pwede natin pakita sa screen. Kaso, mahirap ngayon na mag-sharing ata dito sa platform natin. But anyways, I showed there a list. Maybe I could also send you ang break natin ng list na yun. Actually, pwede mo makita doon kasi yung 2019 na top 20. Linist ko siya. Top 20 na top paying na dividends sa country. So, I checked it, 2019, meron kasi mga iba doon, semi-annual yung payment, diba? So, I checked it sa PSE, kasi sometimes kapag lumalabas sa newspaper na nag-announce sila, paminsan hindi pa rin siya confirmed until makita mo talaga I really check it, bukod sa research namin sa Wealth Securities, I also check it talaga sa Philippine Stock Exchange, yung rates, and then kung how much yung binabayad, kung cash dividend ba siya, semi-annual ba siya. So I checked doon sa PSE Edge na yung top 20 na list na binigay ko for 2019, yung semi-annual doon na nagpipay, nabayaran nila dito ngayong first half. So, pareho pa rin yung rate na binayad nila nung last year. But syempre, itong second half natin, ito lang ang hindi ako sure kung magagawa rin nila yung nabayad nila nung second half of 2019. But so far, yung first half, nagawa pa rin nila yung payment rate nila nung last year. So, there's still resilient stocks that you could look into. And again, very, very nice question, Michelle, kasi nga, aside from yung defensive stocks that you could look into, it's very important that you look into dividend-paying stocks.
Yes.
And actually, yun rin yung medyo in connection with bonds, diba? You buy bonds because you have a fixed parang interest payment. Yun yung parang passive income mo. Kasi recurring, diba? So, in a way, itong mga dividend-paying stocks na to, although, syempre, diba, pag common shares, like what we've discussed sa dati nating interview, may difference ng common shares and preferred shares. Explain ko ba? Okay lang?
Yes.
Shares. Okay. So, yung common shares kasi, they do not guarantee dividend payments, but they give you voting rights. So, depende, again, you have to know yourself, bakit ka ba bumibili ng stock? Gusto mo ba na mayroon pang voting rights lang? So, if that's the case, you buy common shares, di ba? Ngayon, kung gusto mo, parang bonds din yung strategy mo, you buy preferred stocks. Okay? Preferred stocks kasi, they have guaranteed payments. Right? So, yung kanina kinukwento ko sa inyo, common stocks yun, yung list na binigay ko. Okay? Kasi pag preferred stocks, meron naman talaga siyang listahan. And then yun, hindi mo na kailangan i-check. Kasi talagang they are required, since they were listed as preferred stocks in the stock market, they are required talaga to continue their payment at those predetermined time. So some of them pay like quarterly, some of them pay semi-annually. Diba? And then, meron talagang rate. So, hindi na siya yung kailangan mo i-check na, ay, mababayaran pa ba ito considering na bumabagsak yung negosyo nitong company nito. Ito, talagang nakaset na siya. Para rin siyang bond in a way. So, I will also give you that list kapag kung gusto nyo.
Sige, baka we can share it din kahit sa Facebook page, no, partner?
Hingin ko sa iyo mamaya i-post natin sa Facebook. Pero ito, pahabol na question bago tayo mag-break. Common shares, okay, ito yung hindi guaranteed, di ba? May likelihood ba na hindi sila makabigay ng dividends given that hindi maganda ang kita ng mga kumpanya ngayon?
It is a possibility, Gerard. Kasi nga, since common shares sila, hindi naman sila obligated na
hindi kasi obliged
bigay ng dividends. Kasi, again, let's go back to the basics. What is a dividend? Diba? A dividend is a share in the company's profits. Diba? Na didistribute sa mga shareholders niya. Kasi yung kita ng company, yung profit ng company na hindi niya didistribute, binabalik lang niya ulit sa company para magamit niya ulit sa business niya. Ang tawag doon, diba? So,
yes.
Itong dividends na to, you will not be able to pay it kung wala kang profits na i-distribute. That's why I mentioned nga earlier, yung mga defensive stocks, look for companies that have stable earnings regardless whether we are in a recession. Kasi kumikita pa rin sila kasi nga kinoconsume pa rin ng mga tao yung goods nila, yung mga binibenta nila, yung service nila. Because it deals with human needs eh. So, itong mga companies na to, even if like let's say, common share, Gerard, I'm confident na they will still be able to pay dividends. Might not be as much or might not be as often as they were doing before the pandemic or before we had the recession or entered the bear territory. Kasi you must realize, Gerard, 11 years din tayo na, for the Philippine market na bull market tayo.
Right.
So, ito lang na-break lang 2020. Oo.
Pag sinabi mo pala pa yan, parang ang ganda rin ng perspective na yon. I think let us have a break, pero pagbalik, ang iiwan ko namang tanong, kung investor ka, yan, how do you keep yourself rational?
Yes, good question. Oo, sige.
Sige, break muna tayo, partner.
Okay, dyan lang po kayo mga kapatid. Babalik ko agad. Ayan mga kapatid, nagbabalik po ang Oplan Asenso. Yan, ako po si Gerard Dela Peña.
Ako po si Michelle Orosa-Ople.
Ayan, okay. Before we continue, ayan, basahin natin yung ilan sa mga nagparamdam sa atin ngayong hapong ito. Katulad nitong si Arlette Hilario na nanonood mula sa Aklan. Ayan. Who else?
Si Paz Magnaye Venti, galing-galing, supporting my smart, pretty girl, Carissa Patag. Avigan, thanks Carissa. And Catherine Bautista Angeles, good afternoon po. Shout out lang siya kay Team Darkside and Team Marketing, Friends and Virtual Internet Party 3 DJs. Ayan, hello. And okay, sige, ako hindi ko masyado makita from here. Partner.
Oo, ayan. Okay, hintayin lang natin ulit si Carissa kasi nawala siya dun sa natin sa stream. Pero yun nga, kanina we were talking about yung itong mga options natin. Ito kanina kasi we asked, 'di ba, kung okay pa rin ba yung bonds. Of course, as always, dapat laging kumbaga sa hindi yung ating itlog ay hindi nasa iisang basket lang. Dapat iba rin yung outlets natin. Yan. And also we asked yung tungkol dun sa dividends kasi 'di ba, yung iba sa atin ang strategy nila ay mamili ng mga stocks na nagbibigay ng dividends.
Oo.
So,
ang galing kahit hindi makapagbigay ang ibang mga kumpanya ngayon, given nga yung impact nitong pandemya sa kanilang mga negosyo, it's still it's basta may pumapasok, 'di ba? And yun nga, I guess that's the reason behind not putting all your eggs in one basket para habang nagre-recover, for example, meron kang stocks na hindi masyadong pinagpala ngayong pandemya, 'di ba? Meron kang pagkukuhanan ng ng income and ng revenue. Whether it's interest mula sa bonds o may iba kang investment, 'di ba? At least may pumapasok kahit pa konti-konti. Alam mo, I think partner, one thing to really understand, lalo na when you're investing at this time, kailangan talaga ng pasensya, no? Kailangan ng pasensya. Huwag naman natin i-expect na 38, 40, 50% yung ROI natin, return on investment, sa ganitong panahon, di ba? I think we wanna go back to yung pinaka-benefit ng investment, which is to just get your peso value increasing imbis na decreasing, di ba? And if kaya mong talunin yung inflation,
why
all
not,
the better.
Diba?
Oo, why not? Kaso medyo tumaas siya. Pero on that target, medyo mahirap mag-ano. Pero kung kaya mo lang namang paandarin yung peso, kahit konti, kahit sentimo lang yan, it would benefit you in the long run. Kaysa yung hahayaan mo lang siya, lalo na ngayon nga, ngayong panahon talaga ng lugi ngayon, panahon ng anxiety, panahon ng mga worries, pababa talaga yung value ng ating pera eh. But kung kaya mo paandarin, pausad, konti-konti, di ba? Even if nandun ka pa lang sa savings, yun for sure, dapat nakakapag-save ka ngayon dahil wala masyadong gastos ngayon, di ba?
That's right. Oo.
Kahit pa paano kung nakakapag-save ka, napapalaki mo yung kaban mo, that's already good. And if you have the cash to invest, all the better, di ba? As Carissa was saying, and as we're discussing, ang daming opportunity. Ayan na si Carissa.
Ayan.
Ayan. Kamusta?
Miss, you have a question. You have a hanging question kanina kay Carissa.
Question. How to be rational when...
How do you remain rational?
There's a lot of panic selling and people are so fearful and emotional given that we are in a bear market. So, it is easier said than done, Michelle. Lalo na pag nakikita mo na halos lahat nagpapanik, na parang halos lahat very, very pessimistic about the prospects of not only yung pupuntahan ng market, but about the companies listed in the market, their forecasts on their earnings, diba? So I think one of the keys there, one of the tips in doing that is tama yung mga viewers natin na nagsistart sila na lagi sila nakikinig sa mga programs like Oplan Asenso, okay? And if you could join, like yung mga pinag-usapan namin ni Gerard, there's no excuse na now, di ba? Because there's a lot of free content. Actually, ang dami na pati e-books, di ba? Ang daming podcasts, ang daming, what do you call this? Even if you don't have cable, you can listen to, let's say, CNN or ANC, di ba? You could always look at the free content available. Now, these are the keys in becoming a more, like with what you mentioned also earlier, more patient, okay, more wise, because you're more well-informed eh. You have to be well-informed. It doesn't mean that you have a broker advising you na you'll forget your homework, diba? Regardless whether you are investing by yourself or you have a broker na to guide you in your investment journey, diba? It's important also that you know what you're getting into always, eh, diba? You know, you have the basic grasp. And ito nga yung dinadiscuss natin. That's why I always watch. I mentioned it earlier. I mentioned it also sa webinar namin sa PSE yesterday na I always watch your show. Kasi we have to continue learning eh. Regardless whether nasa recession tayo, na everyone's like, let's say, having a bleak forecast, it shouldn't stop us or deter us from learning. So, we have to, kasi ang daming news eh, di ba? And then, itong mga news na to, nagkakaroon ng translation, hindi lang sa economy, pati sa stock market, di ba? So, kailangan lagi tayong nagko-continue na mag-aral, okay? We should always start like reading up, di ba? And then, may mga books tayo na free content din. Importante kasi na parang, sometimes kasi costly yung mistake. Alam mo yun, di ba Gerard, Michelle, yung nag-invest ka, kahit tayo, hello, ordinary person naman, di ba? Kahit ako, hindi naman 100% all the time, not one person can do that, di ba? Wala rin na i-invent pa na computer algorithm na 100% na ta-time niya yung pagpasok sa market and then laging tama. Wala, di ba? So, ang importante doon is, yun nga, consistent tayo, regular tayo, hindi tayo nagpapadala sa emotions natin na, hala, sinabi lang nung best friend ko na nagbebenta na siya. Kahit na good stock naman to, magpe-pay na nga ng
Right.
ex-dividend date na nga next week, bibenta ko pa dahil nababagsakan lang yung market, di ba? So, although it's hard, although a lot of people around you and even you yourself, you're fearing, you're panicking na, be rational pa rin. And then
Right.
tingnan mo, kung okay naman yung portfolio mo, if you think na okay naman siya pag nag-recover yung market, it will still do well, then there's no need for you to change or even panic or sell, di ba? Baka nga pwede dagdagan mo pa. And that's what
Alright.
I was teaching. Isa pang strategy natin, Michelle and Gerard, kapag bumabagsak ang market, pag bumabagsak ang market, kasi pag umaakit ang market, hindi siya masyadong applicable or relevant. Ang ginagawa ko, tinuturo ko rin sa mga clients ko, we do PCA or peso cost averaging. Oo. Pag bumabagsak ang market, you will do well doing that. You know why? Should I explain it? Okay lang? Further? Okay. So, when we do kasi PCA, what is PCA? It's peso cost averaging. Okay? It doesn't only apply to stocks. It could also apply to your other investments, like let's say bonds, or iba pang asset classes, forex. Okay? Pwede rin siya mag-apply doon. Okay. Ano bang nangyayari pag peso cost averaging? Let's say lang, para mas maging tangible sa viewers natin today. Let's say, compare ko siya sa lump sum investing. Okay? Sa lump sum investing, let's say lang, let's say today is a trading day. Okay? Monday ngayon, okay, bumili ako ng isang stock for 100 pesos. Pero ginawa ko, lump sum investing lang. Kasi it's a good stock, may conviction ako. Pero ang tingin ko kasi, ito na yung bottom. Sabihin na lang natin ganun yung tingin ko kasi bumagsak pa ng Monday. Diba? So bumili ako lump sum. And then, sabihin na lang natin I don't trade the market actively. The following month, kasi nag-spike up, let's say lang nag-spike up again yung cases natin, more than what was forecasted. Parang hindi natin na ko-contain yung transmission ng virus. Okay. Let's say na lang, ang sakit. Okay, the following month, naging 90 pesos na lang siya. So sakit, di ba? Kasi lump sum. And then, medyo nakakawala siya ng confidence na if I did the proper research, tinignan ko yung forecast niya na earnings, and then tinignan ko yung, let's say, track record niya for 10 years, kahit na bumabagsak yung market, kahit na may crisis, kumikita naman siya. Siyempre, mawawala pa rin yung confidence ko. Kasi, ang mga tago ko lang 10 pesos na yung binagsak niya. That's for lump sum. Okay. But then, if I'm doing PCA, again, I bought, like, let's say, at 100 ngayon. Sa PCA kasi, ikaw yung mismo, that's why I keep on reiterating it. It's not only researching sa mga good companies or knowing the basic grasp of the stock market or investing. You have to match that kasi. You have to know yourself. What is your investment objectives? Ano rin yung risk tolerance mo? Baka mamaya hindi ka makatulog, di ba? Pag mag-invest ka na, pag bumababa. And then, ano rin yung investment horizon mo? So, itong mga to kasi will come into play rin sa PCA. Let's say, I could only afford to invest like 1,000 pesos every month. Pero, at least every month, di ba? So,
at least may discipline.
Given the same scenario as yung kanina, okay, let's say, we bought na 100 daily, Monday, di ba? And then the following month, it went down 90 pesos. Compared do sa lump sum na bumili ng 100 pesos ng Monday, so yung PCA na bumibili next month na 90 pesos, you don't feel so bad.
Right.
Why? It becomes an opportunity for you na, naka-average down ka pa eh.
Correct.
Diba? So hindi, it becomes now, investing becomes more mechanical. You become more rational.
Right.
You're not too emotional.
Okay.
Mali ata yung research ko nun dati, parang dapat ata nagbenta na lang ako ngayon eh. Diba? Mag-lump sum. Diba? So,
alright.
sa PCA, parang in a way, parang natutuwa ka pa. Kasi may conviction ka naman doon sa stock na yun. And
Okay.
then, sale ka pa? Or parang
Correct. And it becomes more about discipline na.
Yes. And when you are investing, you are building something na parang strategy mo. Hindi ka
Alright.
hindi ka nagkakaroon ng herd mentality because conviction ka doon, you're buying this stock because you think it is a good stock, it will provide you stable earnings, it will recover. So it's a buying opportunity for you.
Okay.
Diba? Hindi ka na natatakot or napapanic selling. Diba?
Right.
The market is doing so. And then if you continue that, usually kasi pag PCA naman, key doon is yung discipline, regular ka, consistent ka.
Right.
Diba? So when you're doing that, for sure, Michelle, as in historical or whether you try it for yourself also or whether you have tried it already for yourself. Let's say lang itong sa given example natin. At the end of the year, every month ako nag-invest, diba? 1,000 pesos lang. Pero, iba-ibang presyo. Diba?
Okay.
What happen is, it's going to lessen your risk. Why? Because it averages down your gains or losses.
Okay. Sorry, Carissa. I have to cut you. We're running out of time. Puputuloy na natin nila tayo sa One News.
Where can they reach you for more of this information for sure? Paano kanila
Paano ka, Marie?
Okay. Finish na ba? Okay. You can reach me at, please visit us at our website, www.wealthsec.com. You could also call us at 877-8000. You could also drop us a line at our FB page as well and our Twitter page at WealthSec. And then you could also, if you want me to answer you personally, because ka-Oplan Asenso ninyo ako, I'm going to give you my email address. So if you don't have any questions, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. You can email me at Carissa, Charlie Alpha, Romeo, India, Double Sierra, Alpha, @patag, Papa Alpha, Tango Alpha Golf, @wealthsec.com. So, Michelle and Gerard, yung list nga that I was telling you earlier on, so it could help all of our Oplan Asenso viewers. Thank you for having me here.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Kulang isang oras. Pero thank you so much.
Nadala ako, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Ayan mga kapatid, magpapaalam na po kami. Thank you po. See you next week, 1 to 2, dito pa rin po sa Radyo SIngko and sa 1PH. Bye!
Bye-bye!